What is going on, guys? Thank you for joining us in today's live stream. We're going to be talking about how we made $11,000 on a used mobile home in less than 24 hours.
Yeah, we're so excited. We want to actually analyze this deal right in front of you guys so you guys can see exactly our thought process, the deal details, and how we were able to profit so much on that deal. But before we get started, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up. You know you want to. And don't forget to subscribe if you're new to the channel so you can see the new videos that we post every week. So
this is going to be interactive. Of course, this deal is already done, but we want to walk you through the same options, same exit strategies that we were going to use. And we want to know which one you guys pick, see if you guys chose the right one, or at least the option that we chose.
Yeah, so what we want to do is we just kind of want to walk you through this deal. If you guys have questions or you're not following along, feel free to comment below. We'll bring the comments up. We'll answer questions in between the presentation, and we want to make this interactive with you guys. We're even going to ask you, what option would you choose? We're going to give you a few options that we were looking at when we analyzed the deal. So stay tuned. We're going to go ahead and join right now.
Cool. So let's go ahead and bring it up. We're going to go ahead and share it in. So we'll get right into the opportunity here. Give us a few seconds while we pull this up.
Yeah. So what we want to do is when we're first getting started analyzing the deal, and with this particular deal, step one was to find a motivated seller. And this seller actually contacted us about a property that he had. And so we really wanted to help him.
And again, guys, when we're talking about motivated sellers, our students know this. We're just talking about sellers that need to sell their home, not want to sell their home, but need to sell their home in less than 30 days.
Yeah. So this seller in particular, he had bought a parcel of land and there was a mobile home on it, and he needed that home to be moved. He was going to do something else with the land, and it was just there. So he was pretty motivated. He, again, the home was located on private land, and he needed the home to be moved in less than 30 days so that he can start his next project.
He also didn't know the process or the value of the home. So this is the perfect opportunity to come in and help serve him. We're not looking to take advantage of the seller. We're just trying to assist him with his needs. So we want to discuss some of the challenges that we were facing with this particular seller in this home. So the seller did not have the actual physical title to the actual home. Since this home was affixed to land, he never went through the process of actually getting the title to the home. And then this home was actually 3 hours away from our boots on the ground. So there was a little bit of traveling that needed to be had on this home. And then the seller was interested in shopping the offers around. So he was a little bit advanced. He knew there was some type of value to the home. He didn't know what the exact dollar amount was, but this guy knew he did not want to get taken advantage of. He knew there was value in the home.
Yeah, so overall, he was really motivated. He needed that home moved off his land, and he called us because he knew that we could help him out with that. So the second step in evaluating this property and evaluating this deal is to actually look at the home itself and figure out if this is a home that we can actually help him with and if there's a demand for it.
Sure.
So the first thing we do is we look at the home details. It was a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom. It was built in 1991, and it was a double wide.
And just looking at this data right here alone, we know out there in Arizona and here in California that these homes are in high demand. It's built after 1986. It's a double wide. And just speaking to the seller over the phone, we knew that it didn't need too many major repairs on it. But let's go ahead and keep going.
Yeah, so the repairs that were needed on the property, there was some rot around the windows. The interior needed painting. There was a master bathroom tub that had been removed, and we'll show you guys some pictures. There was no tub inside of the master bathroom, so that would have to be fixed. And there was rot in the bathroom floor in that same master bathroom, but the rest of the house was in good condition. There was no other soft spots. And they were going to leave the appliances in the home, which they were really nice, so we were excited about that.
Absolutely. There were also no liens, and the taxes on the home were paid up to date. And he was asking for about $20,000 on this home, but he was negotiable. Again, he didn't know the exact value of the home. He just threw out that number, and we were able to pick it up for a decent price. But let's give you an idea of what this home looked like.
Yeah, so here's some pictures of the property. I'll expand them for you guys if I can. Give me 1 minute. In the way. So here's the pictures. It was again on a private land. Outside of that one bathroom, the home looked really good. The interior, the flooring was nice. It really just needed some paint, some cosmetic work. Overall, it was in good condition.
Yeah, the previous owner definitely took really great condition of this home. You can tell there was some pride of ownership there. Really didn't need much. The home was pretty much ready to go until we get to this bathroom area here. We want to give you guys an idea of what this looked like.
Yep.
The tub was definitely gone, but this did not scare us whatsoever. There were some subflooring issues as well. But nonetheless, the home was structurally sound. Really good opportunity.
Yeah, so the appliances we're staying, these are nice stainless steel appliances, which I know our buyers love. Getting some nice new appliances like that. Even the washer and dryer are really nice. Those were staying in the home as well. So that was great. This little fireplace thing, we're not sure what that was. It did get connected to the exterior of the home, but it looks like it was, plugged in. It wasn't anything major, something that they can burn some firewood in. Other than that, this is the master bathroom again, and it's the exterior of the home.
And one thing you want to make sure when you're dealing with mobile homes on land, always make sure that the AC is staying with the home. That AC can cost you anywhere between $3,000 to $5,000, and that's even for a used unit. So luckily, the AC came with the home on this one.
Yeah. So, let's take us back to Dropbox. So step number 3 is to actually evaluate our exit strategies. So here's option number 1 that we thought about.
So the first one is moving the home to a mobile home park. So we have a few pros with this. We know that we can resell the home in a park and get the most revenue, somewhere between 35 to 40K. So we know we're going to be responsible though for those repairs and also the actual move of the home. This is also great because we're going to be able to build a solid relationship with a park manager or a park owner. We're actually bringing them value, bringing a decent mobile home to their park. And then we know we can also keep that property in the park and keep it for passive income as well. But getting into some of the cons, we know this is going to be a large money investment of buying the home, making the repairs, moving the home as well. All that costs money. We know that's coming out of our pockets. It's also going to be a huge energy investment. There's a lot of steps involved as far as managing this deal and getting it completed. There's also a lot of investment of time. So we know this could take about 60 days because now we're dealing with our mover, making sure that we're good to go with his schedule, and then making sure wherever we want to move the home, we got to find a lot that actually fits this home. So there's a lot of parks out there that have lots that are just empty, but you got to make sure the dimension of your home fits that space that they have available.
Yeah, so overall, moving the home to a park, it'd be a great for our revenue, but it would take a lot of time, money, and energy to get this done. So we were thinking about that one. Option number 2 is to actually find a buyer that will move the home for us. And so we can basically just sell them the home and they manage the move. So the pros to this is that we can resell this home very quickly by getting a buyer lined up, even before we have the title or possession of the home. We can have a buyer ready to go because we're going to be selling it in its current condition. We don't have to do any repairs. It's also a smaller time, energy, and money investment because now all we have to do is negotiate a price with the seller and then turn around and resell it to our buyer. And we don't have to manage any moving costs. We don't have to manage the move. That whole process can take a lot. And so we're really just selling the home and not the process, and we're not managing the move at all.
Yeah, and even though we're not managing the move, whenever we find our buyer, just being a solid investor, you always want to make sure that they're left in the right hands as far as the moving company or that individual mover. You just want to make sure that that individual or company is reputable. Maybe you've worked with them before and they can actually show you some of their past work. The last thing you want to do is bring in the buyer and then screw them over with like a really bad mover.
Yeah. So some of the cons that were in this deal in doing this strategy is that, showing the property to these potential buyers 3 hours away, it's going to take more of our time, our boots on the ground time. So, just knowing that that's a time suck of, if the buyers are not serious, we could be wasting a whole lot of time there. And then we must trust the new buyer to move the home by the seller's deadline. Again, they had to move this home within 30 days. So if the seller, if the actual buyer that we sell this home to is not on a crunch, or they missed that deadline, the seller could come back to us on that saying, hey, we agreed that you would move this in 30 days and we didn't. And also, if the property is damaged during the move, the seller could come back to us for recourse on that too. So we're putting ourselves at a little bit of risk by allowing the buyer to actually move the home when the seller thinks it's going to be us responsible for that.
For sure. And then we went into option number 3. We know that we can just simply broker this deal. The pros about this, we can actually be more transparent with the seller. We like broker deals. We can usually keep the seller in that retail space and just be transparent with them about, how much we're actually going to make on the home. Usually our broker fee is anywhere from as low as $2,000 all the way up to $5,000 or $6,000 on homes. And again, we make sure to let them know exactly how much we're going to be paid, and they know they're not going to have to take a penny less than what we promised them, usually what they want. It doesn't involve using any of our money. Again, we can't say this enough. We are leveraging our knowledge, leveraging our time. We are not leveraging our pocketbooks. And then we're not on the hook for any moving costs or management, just like with option number 2. And then the seller is happy because they're going to walk away with the most money. Usually when we're working with broker deals, we're usually keeping them in that retail space. And then there are a few cons with this. The seller can cancel the listing agreement if he finds a better offer. So usually when we're doing our broker deals, we know we're on the clock. We try to get this done as soon as possible. And then our commission on this is only somewhere between $3,000 to $6,000. So we're looking at that compared to our other options. We know that we're leaving a lot of revenue on the table. And then we know this, they're asking for closer to the retail price. We know since it's asking for retail, since the seller wants such a high price for the home, it may take longer for us to actually find a buyer for this opportunity. So you got to live with that. And you're always thinking in the back of your head, especially with the non-exclusive listing agreement, the seller can always backdoor you and go sell it to someone else.
Yeah, so we want to know what you guys would choose. So please comment below. We'll bring some of you guys on. Would you do option 1, move the mobile home to a park ourselves and resell it anywhere from $35,000 to $40,000? Would you find a buyer that will move the home for anywhere from $25,000 to $30,000? Or would you do option 3, broker the deal and sell the home for a commission of $3,000 to $5,000? And again, the seller's asking $20,000 on this property. So we're going to come back on and we're going to just see if we have any comments coming in. If you guys know if it's option 1, 2, or 3, just comment below. We'll bring you guys on and we'll give you guys an update of what we actually decided to do.
And there's no right or wrong with this. It all depends on, you, your business, and what your business needs are. A lot of the time, at least with our students, we're really focused on driving as much revenue as possible with any of our deals as fast as possible. So, whenever we're looking at exit strategies, we're seeing how can we make the most money, but in the least amount of time.
All right, guys. So what do you think that we did? We'll show you guys right now. We chose option number 2. We actually sold this property to a buyer that wanted to move this to their own private land. And we actually negotiated the purchase price. We actually purchased this home for $14,000. The seller was, pretty motivated to just get this off of the property. And then we ended up selling it to a buyer for $25,000. We actually met them there the same day that we purchased the home from the seller. We sold it to the buyer at the exact same day. And so we were able to make our $11,000 profit in less than 24 hours.
And we're talking about our boots. Our boots on the ground was able to get there, get this deal wrapped up in less than 24 hours. It's always good to always be testing. It's always good to be building your buyers list so that when you come across opportunities like this, especially with mobile homes on land, you can move them fairly quick. And I see some options, some comments coming in with option number 3 right now. So I'm not saying you guys are wrong for that. I see a bunch of option 3s coming through. That's perfectly fine. It's just for us, we were looking at Like, how can we get this deal done as soon as possible? How can we serve our buyer? Our buyer is very hungry. He missed the last opportunity because we sold the home so fast, and he's got the money right then and there. We know, especially with our booths, we want to help them drive their revenue up in their business. So let's get in, let's get out.
Yeah, and it's a little tricky because we negotiated the price. You may have missed that in the beginning when we said the asking price is $20,000 negotiable. So we ended up negotiating that price down. So it just was an awesome deal, amazing to get that done in 24 hours, and everybody's happy. The seller got their home, moved and sold. The buyer bought a property for under retail. Honestly, the price should have been around $30,000, but we dropped it a little bit to have a quick sale. And we're happy because we made our $11,000 profit in between. So we hope you guys got a ton of value out of that training, and you've seen us analyze the deal and what options we would look at.
Yeah, and just for the record, guys, whenever you're selling a home to a buyer that needs to move the home, we always want you to check in on the seller, check in on the buyer. Just make sure everything's running smooth. We've ran across investors in our time of doing this where, they get the money, they get the check, and they're just nowhere to be found during the entire process. Even though we don't need to manage the move, it's all about you doing the right thing, especially if you're in this business to get testimonials. Just go the extra mile, make sure everybody's taken care of along the way.
Yeah, we want to make sure that our sellers communicated with, our buyers know the deadlines. They know the expectation as far as leaving the property in a good condition and not leaving it a mess. So yeah, we make sure that even though we're not managing the process and the mover, we want to make sure that both parties are communicated through the process.
And we got a question here. What's the longest distance a trailer can be transported, just local or nationwide? It's a really great question. Most trailers can be transported nationwide. So we've actually worked with homes that have been moved from Arizona all the way out to Northern California. We've met with park managers that have purchased, park owners that have purchased FEMA homes out in Louisiana and moved them all the way out to Phoenix, Arizona. So these homes can be moved nationwide. Just know the longer the home is going to be on the road, the further that it's going, the higher you're going to pay to get that home moved.
Yeah, so great question there. We'll see if any other come in. But no, nonetheless, we hope you guys got value out of this training. If you guys are interested in doing deals like this and getting these mobile, I know a lot of emails we get in saying, hey, I have these free mobile homes or mobile homes on land that must be moved. If you want to know what to do with them and make some money on them, we want to help you. So how can they get started, Jay?
Yeah, you can get started by applying at the link below this video or any of our other videos. We always use the link there. But I want you guys just thinking, especially if you're just starting out, looking at these opportunities. These opportunities are not just in mobile homes and park. There's a ton of opportunities with mobile homes on land where these individuals are either purchasing the land or they've been the owner of the land for some years and they're just like, you know what, I feel like building a new home here, or I feel like bringing a new manufactured home to this parcel of land. A lot of the time, they just don't know what that process is. They don't know what the value of the home is. And it's going to be your job to articulate, what that process looks like. And if your offer is a little bit lower than what they're expecting, just go ahead and educate them on why your offer is so low. A lot of them, as long as you're being transparent and you're speaking to them in terms of data and numbers, they listen, they respect it, and a lot of the time you get the deal locked down.
Absolutely, absolutely. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. We want to show you that step-by-step process, and we go through a lot more detail on exactly what contracts to use and how to actually close these up in our programs. Definitely excited to help you guys get started.
We're fortunate enough to get this deal done in a state where, it's easy to get the title process done. If you're somewhere out in California, it's going to take a little bit longer to get that title process completed, especially going through the HCD process. However, as long as the deal makes sense, as long as the numbers make sense, your buyer, your seller will be extremely patient with you.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one.